you know, Ryan is our football beat writer. Ryan is worried about football 12 months a year.
12 months a year.
And Ryan does some baseball, and he does other things like that. But you know, Ryan is the foremost authority in town on one very important thing. And I'm a little different.
Yeah, what Pat will do is, Pat will come and do sidebars and take out stories from both football and basketball. He'll do the human interest stories that really make our paper, I think, one of the best. And if there's a cool story in town or a hard luck story, it's a Pat story, and he does a very good job with it. It's funny, we found out there was a one-eyed horse running over at Riedo Downs a couple of weeks ago, and there was no question who was going to write that story, because it's a one-eyed horse. It's a Pat story. And so we do that. For me, what's really special is seeing him on Saturdays. He comes to every U of A home game, and he travels typically to Los Angeles and to Phoenix when Arizona goes on the road. And there's something really kind of special about sitting next to your twin brother in the press box, and we probably get at each other a little bit, and we go back and forth, but it's fun, and getting a chance to do that at the bowl games and on some road games is really special. We probably drive Greg Hansen crazy about it.
Well, what's funny about that too is that we never really covered things together except for football game days. We've done one basketball game together ever. And we never really double team any other sports, so it doesn't happen. He and I aren't in the same place at the same time very often, and when we are, it's fun. Also, he and I can tell him what I think of some of his ideas, or he can tell me to back off of a certain topic because he's going to write about it. And there's nothing more needs to be said. We don't have to worry about being polite. We don't have to worry about being nice. And I think that actually helps our work in that we can sit there and have this kind of unspoken communication so that, we provide a far more well-rounded coverage of football stuff.
Sure, and I can show him the lead to a story, and if he goes, it's terrible, I'll rewrite it. It's nice. He's probably my best editor. Don't let our editors hear that.
No, same thing. And when we write stories in the office, they never reach our desk without the other one seeing them first. And like I said, the most fun part about that and the most honest part about that is that if it's bad, we tell each other. Yeah. And if it's good, we begrudgingly tell each other.
Yeah, so begrudgingly. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, our writing styles, I think, are similar. I can look at a pile of 100 sports stories without knowing who wrote them and pick out which one Pat wrote. And it's kind of funny, too, because our father did this. Our dad was a sports writer when we were growing up. And, I never really knew too much about it. And about a year ago, we got a pile of clips from him and, from some of his days covering college football and professional baseball. And I read it, and it read just like us. And to me, that's just the weirdest thing in the world. And it goes to show that, you can go to different journalism schools like we did. You can cover different stories. You can do different things. Some things are just kind of inherent, and some things are built in. And it was the strangest thing ever, and I can't believe he didn't show us that before.
He brought those out. I was watching the Rose Bowl with him this year, and at halftime, I think he was moving boxes, and I found him, and I was thumbing through, and first of all, it reads just like us. And the other thing is, there's a story about Ozzie Smith playing for the Padres 1 week into his major league career, and my dad has some line about how he has to already be the greatest defender in the history of the franchise and might go down as one of the greats, 6 days into his major league career. And I kind of look up, my dad goes, "You see, I was good once." My dad kind of giving it trying to remind us that he knows what he's talking about, because if Ryan's my best editor, and I think he is. We write. He reads all of our stuff, and I think he's the person who we write for lots of times.
Yeah. If I get a phone call at 8 in the morning, and it's my dad, I know why it's calling. I know it's because he has one more question about the story he just read in the paper. It's because it's. And this isn't a bad thing. It's almost never to say, "Hey, great story." It's, "Hey, I've got one more question about this. Why didn't you talk to this guy?" And it's great to hear, and I think it just makes you better.
Oh yeah,
it can be annoying, but it makes you better.
Me is the obvious answer. Let's talk about the real important stuff here. My mom likes me a lot more than my mom likes Ryan. If Ryan knows a little bit more about Arizona football or about the spread offense or what, that's not important. The important thing is I'm more liked.
Well, he's the oldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest by 4 minutes. My mom went to the hospital thinking she was having one girl. And when she had me, the doctor kind of said, let's not go anywhere. I think there's another one. So my mom turned to my dad and made sure that we could get the cleaning lady for an extra day before she'd have the other kid. So they didn't know they were having twins. It took them 2 days to come up with our names because they had one girl name picked out. Gina. We were both going to be Gina. So I was baby 1 and he was baby 2, and yeah, I don't know what that has to do.
Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with sports. I also think I know more about sports though than he does. Oh, we were both equally awful. I don't think there's any question about that. Both of us played JV football, 2 years of football. It's still in the summers. I mean, when I'm covering this stuff, every once in a while, whether it's a smell of something, the smell, or being out early in the morning, you sit there, you just have a nightmare flashback. You go, oh man, I remember this. And,
we were bookend tackles. Is that Ryan's left-handed and I'm right-handed. So Ryan played left tackle with his left hand on the ground, and I played right tackle with my right hand on the ground. And it was the exact twin cliche you would expect. And we would go up against our JV team had another set of twins who played left and right defensive end. So in practice, we would face the Babs, and he would get Lenny, and I would get Frank, and it would be. I mean, it was a twin cliche, but it worked out pretty well. I seem to remember our bench press times, our 40 times, they were all very similar and
awful. Similarly awful. But what's funny is, we still, every Sunday morning we play in a pickup basketball game at 9 a.m. And it's, probably the same 20 people have been going every Sunday for at least the past year and a half. And me and him, we always guard each other. And you can only imagine. There's talking, there's some elbowing, there's a little smack going back and forth. And so we're still very competitive, in case you can't tell. Yeah. We're competitive guys. But in terms of athleticism, sadly, I think it's a draw.
Yeah, well, and we're also really good together. If you put us on the same team, we win more. We win a lot more than we lose. And I don't know whether there's anything to read into that, but yeah, we're as hard as we are on each other. I'm glad that we're on each other's team
here. Yeah, good call.
Every day.
Well, we've been working here. Keep in mind, I've been here 5 years. Pat's been here 3.5 or 4.
No, almost 5.
Almost 5. We've been here, a long time. Every day, somebody walks up to my desk, says, "Hey, Pat, and I just point." It's got to the point where I don't even. They try to apologize, and you go, "No, it's cool. He's right over there." Pat, tell him about the thing on your desk.
Oh, when I left to come here from I worked in Florida, and one of my friends there got me a name placard that said Patrick Finley, and on the bottom, I swear I'm not Ryan. Just to kind of let people know. When I interviewed here, actually, we went on campus, and I went with, I want to say Greg or somebody who works, and we were on campus, and Andy Lopez, the baseball coach, walks up and gives me a hug. I don't know who this man is, and so I kind of...
Did you hug him back?
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. And somebody explained to him, whoever I was with, that this isn't Ryan, this is his twin brother, and his jaw dropped. And we get the same we've gotten the same reaction for the last 5 years. For the people who know we are twins are just apologize out of the gate if they get it wrong. But every once in a while, there's somebody who has no idea that we have a brother.
Right.
And that really, really, really blows their mind.
Yeah, and you have to sit there and you go, no, seriously. Yeah, and we do the same thing. Yeah, and we work 10 feet from each other. Yeah, we know that's kind of weird, but it's funny. It's funny. And the people who do know us, I think, are pretty good at telling us apart.
One of the people I've covered over the years for a while lived across the street from Ryan. And would wave to Ryan as Ryan would drive out of his home every day, and Ryan wouldn't wave back, or Ryan would look at them blankly, and finally she goes, "Hey, why do you ignore me? I live across the street from your house." And I went, "No, you don't." She went, "Oh, yes, I do." And proceeded to describe the house and give me her address. I went, "Oh, that's my twin brother." And she thought I was blowing her off. I said, No, I swear I have a twin brother. So I had to bring in a third party to confirm the fact, and these things happen all the time.
All this time, I just thought the girl across the street liked me.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Oh, it sounds terrible. I think we're kind of living the dream right now. And I think, to me, if you would have told me, when I was just starting in this business, that not only would I get to work here in Tucson, I'd get to cover football. I have my twin brother working 10 feet away from me. I would have said no way. I mean, to me, there's something special, and we know that this isn't going to happen and go on forever. I think that we really do try to appreciate the time we have working together. We'll take a walk, to go get a soda, maybe every day, just about every day.
Here when we're done, probably.
Probably when we're done, we'll walk and go get a Coke or something. And those are the kind of things that make this job great. We both have pretty great jobs, but, having him here, and I would like to think for you having me here,
sure.
Makes this a dream.
Well, yeah, maybe not as much. No, he's completely right. Going forward, we may go other places. We may maybe do sexier things in terms of sexier. Well, we may. We've been to NCAA tournaments. He's been to a Super Bowl. We've been to bowl games. We do everything that any sports writer would dream of doing, and we get to do it with each other. And that just, there's no real accurate way to describe it. It's pretty great.